6 things you didn't know about Tom Hiddleston. The Marvel Cinematic Universe has no shortage of charismatic heroes and villains. That said, we know where we stand when it comes to choosing our favorite meanie. Loki, portrayed by English actor Tom Hiddleston, is one of the best big screen bad guys we have ever come across. He is a force to be reckoned with, but there's something about him that makes him impossible to look away from. If we are in a gambling mood, we would bet it has to do with Hiddleston's enormous talent and charm. The British star is one of the most versatile performers of his generation. He can play a literal comic book villain in a blockbuster franchise, but he can also be a suave gentleman in any prestigious drama that comes his way. Tom's range and acclaimed acting skills make it easy to wonder what lies behind his piercing blue eyes. Here are 6 things you probably didn't know about Tom Hiddleston, starring in the upcoming Disney Plus Loki TV series that shares continuity with the films of the franchise and takes place after the events of Avengers Endgame from 2019. After you've done watching this video, remember to like and subscribe to our channel. And remember, you can stay up to speed with the latest Hollywood stories by clicking the bell icon. We have lots more videos coming, and we're sure you don't want to miss them. 6. He started acting because of his parents' divorce. When he was a teenager, Tom Hiddleston was sent to the prestigious Eton College. For those of you who have never heard of it, you can get an idea of how fancy it is when we tell you Prince William was one of his classmates. And there was another celebrity that came out of the classroom. Tom also shared his school days with Eddie Redmayne, recipient of numerous accolades as an actor and appointed officer of the OBE for services to drama. With fierce competition, it's no wonder that Tom would go on to seek more elite training, and he ended up studying at the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art in London. But it wasn't only the competition that made him catch the acting bug. Hiddleston actually took up drama lessons because of his parents' divorce when he was 12. Around the beginning of his days in Eton, where he started at age 13, he found it hard to express his feelings about the breakup. He felt the need to express his sadness and anger, so he began acting to get rid of those feelings in the safe space that the stage gave him. Now you know Tom's art comes from the real stuff. 5. He is a professional Shakespearean actor. If we're asked to recite a verse from Shakespeare, we'll probably stop right after, "to be or not to be." Our drama lessons are way behind, but Tom is not like everyone else. Devoted to Shakespeare, he has performed in many stage productions of his plays like Coriolanus, Othello, and Hamlet. To this day, he can still say his lines from the play without hesitating. That long-term memory must be useful to remember the intricacies of the MCU. Tom's superior acting skills have been recognized by his fellow actors. Noted Shakespearean actor Kenneth Branagh himself realized how good Hiddleston was when he played Cassio in Othello. Tom's skills in the theater were immediately useful. It was Branagh who fought to get him the role of Loki. There you go, kids. If you want to enjoy your comic books, read your Shakespeare first. 4. He is a polyglot and a master impersonator. Shakespearean English is not the only language that Tom has mastered completely. His extensive education has allowed him to become fluent in Greek, Spanish, French, and Italian. But incredibly, that's not the whole story. Besides all of them, he also speaks a bit of Russian, Korean, Mandarin Chinese, and German. Of course, if you're playing an omnipotent god, knowing a few languages can't be that hard. In any case, Tom's language skills may not even be the most impressive thing about him. As anyone who has interviewed him can tell you, he is a very good celebrity impersonator. Although he has a British accent, he is quick to drop it when it comes to impersonating people like Robert De Niro, Owen Wilson, Al Pacino, or his fellow Marvel co-star Chris Evans. We bet he could play the entire MCU himself. 3. He did his own country singing. By now you're probably aware that Tom Hiddleston isn't afraid of challenges. His biggest one probably came when he was cast as American country legend Hank Williams in the 2016 film I Saw the Light. The role required him to speak in Williams' twangy Nashville accent and sing his songs. To prepare for it, Tom even moved to Tennessee and immersed himself in the country scene for 5 weeks. When it came time to shoot his scenes, everyone on set was blown away by Tom's incredible vocal performance. Take that, Daniel Day-Lewis! Everyone was stunned by Tom's performance. Everyone except one person, Hank Williams' grandson, who wasn't happy that his grandfather would be played by a European guy. Luckily for us, that hasn't stopped Tom from showing off his powerful vocal cords even in animated films, like Tinkerbell and Her Friends. Adding to that, his formal training includes dancing, and we have been able to see him shake his hips on more than one occasion. European or not, Tom is definitely a global triple threat. 2. He has had a string of failed auditions. Despite his many talents, the road to success has been a little rocky for Tom Hiddleston. Undoubtedly, his most famous role is Loki, the god of mischief. Given that his performance was one of the best things about the film franchise, you might be surprised to hear that it was not the part he wanted for himself. He actually auditioned for the role of Thor, and he even learned the Brazilian martial arts of capoeira to prepare for it. He actually trained so hard that he put on 18 pounds of muscle. That's probably the same amount of pounds we were putting on during our last MCU marathon. As you already know, the effort didn't quite pay off the way Tom expected. Even if you spend hours at the gym, Chris Hemsworth is a hard contender to beat. The part of Thor went to him, but Hiddleston didn't go home empty-handed. He was cast as Loki, which became his trademark role, so you might say we all lucked out. That's not the only time the English actor has had to face stiff competition. His first well-known leading role outside the MCU came when he starred in Guillermo del Toro's horror film Crimson Peak. Hiddleston was amazing in the movie, but he wasn't the first choice. He was able to get the role after Benedict Cumberbatch abandoned the movie. There were rumors that Cumberbatch left when he got the part in a Star Wars movie, but Benedict himself said he had creative differences with the Crimson Peak director. In any case, Tom got the part. Now both pale British movie stars have got a billion-dollar franchise to rely on. Number 1. He had his first kiss when he was 10. It may come as no surprise, but Hiddleston has been successful with the ladies for quite a long time. In fact, his first kiss came when he was only 10 years old. He was lucky enough to experience it with a girl in his class he had a crush on, and he still remembers that the experience was thrilling. If that girl had any idea of how big Tom would become, it must have been pretty thrilling for her too. Since then, Tom has done his fair share of off and on-screen kissing. He started dating British actress Susanna Fielding in 2008, but they broke up 3 years later because Tom was too focused on his career. Once he started becoming a household name, the hearsay started coming too. He was linked to Jessica Chastain, Jane Arthley, and Elizabeth Olsen, but he denied that he was dating any of them. In 2016, one of the rumors was confirmed. He dated Taylor Swift for a few months. Naturally, the news was so big that there were consequences. Fashion brand Armani decided not to hire Tom for their brand because they were put off by his embarrassing relationship. We have no idea what they must have been thinking, but they probably regret their decision. Tom's affair with Taylor is over, and the latest rumors point to actress Zawe Ashton. Nothing is confirmed so far, but we will stay on top of things and let you know if Loki has finally found a goddess that can stand shoulder to shoulder with him. Well, that's our video with 6 things you probably didn't know about the god of mischief, Loki, aka Tom Hiddleston. The guy's life is a treasure trove of anecdotes, and maybe you know one that we missed out on. If so, don't be shy, leave us a comment. If you like this video, don't forget to show your support by clicking on the like and subscribe buttons. Also, hit the bell icon to get a notification for our new content. We'll keep you informed of who's who and what they do. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video!